Brothers and sisters, thank you for joining us. Those that are going to watch this live or those going to watch it sometime in the future. Don't let the title scare you. We're going to talk about some good things amid all the things that are going on. We've been talking about making some announcements for a while. Everything that's been going on for the last couple of years, especially the last couple of months, have made me be very cautious in announcing things and just trying to get things in order, as well as I try to be very, very mindful for those young preachers watching. Take a note of not talking and releasing and letting people know what you're doing before you actually have everything together, because there's always wisdom in not letting people that are not in harmony or akin to your spiritual mindset know what you're doing before it happens, so they can't try and adjust it. That being said, we have been for a number of years looking at some issues, among which we see some things in the news today and recently that even gives some light and some impetus for why we're going to make this announcement in a moment. For those that are watching the news, watching current events, watching pop news as well as regular news, you've seen that there's been a lot of talk about the artist Kanye West, statements he has made concerning the Jewish people or the Jewish race as a whole. You've also seen some things about Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, and you've seen the response to their statements. Now, again, we're not dealing with the statements themselves, but I will say this. Those of us that are a part of the Remnant Church and that are believing the Remnant message from the book of Revelation, don't believe, please listen carefully to this, don't believe that your message sounds any less crazy to the secular mind if it was presented by them or by yourself in the same platform. Don't believe that, because your message, no matter how clear you think that you understand it, it sounds just as odd and wild as what they were saying. You just remove the Jewish people and put the concept of the papal church and Catholicism inside there, and it's the same type of backlash you'll get from positions of power, media companies, and so on that have a power to remove buying and selling. Kanye West, once a billionaire, his buying and selling has been dramatically limited to the point where he made apologies, reminiscent to some of us who read great controversy of the Pope having a monarch stand in the cold for days to apologize to him. This scenario, this digital new world order where statements made in the digital realm have digital financial platform deplatforming results, is something that people that believe the prophecy should be paying attention to, especially those who claim to be preaching the last message, especially those that claim to be preachers that have insight and knowledge concerning prophecy. We are all too comfortable, especially those that are remnant preachers of color. We are all too comfortable with social media sharecropping. What social media sharecropping, you may ask? Well, you may need to go back and look at what sharecropping was in the late 1800s, 1900s, especially among people that were people of color. The sharecropping that happened after the emancipation of the slaves and so on, and the ability to have land given to you, a platform given to you to create wealth for others, and you can never really get any real traction, any real development of wealth under that system. Social media, great minds, intellectuals, news and journalists have been having all type of comments and articles. Go and look and Google the topic social media and serfdom, social media and sharecropping, social media and the return to the Middle Ages. All those topics, all those searches will find a number of articles where individuals are making social media and the social media landscape akin to the serfdom of ancient Europe, which is basically the same system that we know as sharecropping here in America, where individuals were nothing more than slaves, allowed to work the land for rich individuals who got the main benefit of all the fruits of their labor and could kick them off, diminish them, penalize them, deplatform them at any time at their whim. This was what was going on in the ancient world, and now we're in this digital world order, a new digital world order, and the very same principles are seeming to be placed and put in place and functioning today. Now you say, I can't see that. It's not about seeing. It's not about how you feel about something, whether it's true or not. It's not about how you feel about something being true or not when the evidence is there. And especially if you believe in the prophecies, we know that the idea of being deplatformed, demonetized, the ability for you to operate and function in a spiritual or practical way in this world, when this digital world financial order is a part of it, you have to really pay attention to that. That being said, if you understand that, especially if you're a preacher of righteousness these days, or believe that the majority of the messages and encouragement you're getting and understanding you're getting is from digital sources, we can become all too comfortable in YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and these different platforms to give our message. Right now, I'm streaming live on Facebook, and I have the ability to do that because of an app and because I'm using their technology to get my message out, which message, both here on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube, has been severely limited since about the middle of the last presidential election, or administration, I should say, when a lot of shadow banning and issues dealing with Christian organizations, conservative organizations, started to feel some pressure, pushback, and limiting on their sites. Somehow our ministry got involved in that, and we've seen a dramatic drop in the reach of our videos. We went from getting 1,000, 1,500 views and so on to few views, maybe even 100, or maybe less than 100 initially. It's just amazing. I mean, albeit the donations have not gone down, the support is not going down, but the reach and view of our videos has been dramatically limited by the platforms. That being said, and the stewardship that we have as not only stewardship of the message, but also of the evangelism that's connected with these messages, we have to, as Adventist ministers, not become comfortable on these platforms. Some might say, well, what else shall we do? You know, the people that are conference minded, the people that are non-conference minded, both, though they may not tell you openly and on social media, they both know that they're not going to get too much support from the conference. They both know that. They both know that the apostasy is systemic, both in conference lines and in self-supporting lines. They both know that the reality of getting something to get your message out is very difficult, except for on social media. And they will, try and do what they can, do the best they can on these social media platforms because they don't know anything else. They have no idea of anything else that they could do. However, there is other things that we can do. And there are things, if we are prayerfully putting ourselves in positions of prayer and watchfulness to see openings. I have been for many years looking at different ways to get the message out. I've been for many years helping individuals. Some you know, some you don't know. Many you do know. Establish digital platforms to get their message out because their message would be limited and is going to be limited in the churches. That being said, the time for social media as we generally know it is winding up. We see beyond, well, let's use another example. Let's put Kyrie Irving and Kanye West aside. Look at the individual that was over InfoWars. Unspeakable pain he caused those families at Sandy Hook. Unspeakable pain, unspeakable use of a platform and public speech and free speech to cause hurt and pain to families in pain. No way you can justify what he did or take sides with him on some of the retributions coming to him financially. Yet, I always say there's always a teachable moment when you look at anyone. And when you look at what happened with him before the whole Sandy Hook thing, when he first started to get a lot of different negative press for saying things that were bizarre, because he had his platform or his videos and so on. He had his own media studio. He had his own company per se, and he had already established his YouTube, let's say his website and his app, or a digital website that you can download from app stores. He had already done this. It could be downloaded from his website. It could be downloaded from the Apple Store. It could be downloaded from Google Play. When he started to get bad media coverage and they started to say they were going to deplatform him, take him off social media, take him off Instagram and Facebook and so on, he was able to leverage the negative press, because the conspiracy theorist mindset is, this is just the system coming against us, you know, we didn't do anything wrong, so on and so forth. And he was able to get incredible downloads of his app. And he actually did better financially by being deplatformed and being maligned in the press than could ever have been thought. He was able to leverage the outrage and the animus against him for things that he had said and done, and rally the troops around him. It's just like today, you have ministers claiming to preach present truth, and they're going from one wife to another, having spiritual ties with women and having relationships with women here, there, wives chasing them down, beating up wives. It's incredible. One pastor used to say back in the day, good preaching covers a multitude of sins. Sins indeed. We see that people are rallying behind people that are doing unspeakable nonsense in the name of so-called present truth. And why? Because people will follow. But why am I saying all this? Where am I going with that? Where I'm going is the fact that even bad press can be good press if one is positioned to change our platform, our method of getting the message out. Let me be more specific. What InfoWars did was get involved in developing an app early on. An app is basically the same thing you're watching Facebook on, many of us. If you're watching on a mobile device, except for if you're on a PC, if you're watching on a mobile device, you do download an app from the Google Store, from the Apple Store. You downloaded that app, and you're using Facebook's app to connect with me, because I'm on Facebook and I do these lives through this Facebook. I'm doing that right now. Why can't I have my own app? Why can't you have your own app? Now, of course, there's a cost involved, mind you, and some may not have the platform financially to do so, but why can't you have your own app? What's the benefit of having an app? An app means that I don't have to actually have YouTube allow me to have people that subscribe to my channel see me. I don't have to beg Facebook to, not limit my stuff. I don't have to beg them to share crop. I have my own app, and people can download my app and connect directly with me. Now, to do that, I need to have what's called a back end, because YouTube and Facebook put my media up and they hold this data up there and they stream it for me and stuff like that. People click it, they take care of all of that. But why can't you get your own back end? Why not? Why can't you get your own back? Why can't you get a data company to do it for you? It's out there. Why not? And connect the two together. Why not? We'd like to announce that we have signed a contract with 2 firms out of Atlanta, by which we're able to take all our media down off of YouTube, put it in a streaming format, and repost it just like it is on YouTube, but on our own server that belongs to the people, that belongs to those that believe in present truth, believe in the remnant message. We have already done that. The data has been downloaded off of YouTube. It's been reformatted for a streaming format. It's been, if not completely uploaded on a new server that is basically our server, that has no monitoring, no vetting. I can talk about vaccines, Vaticans. I can talk about anything I want without being monitored, without being deplatformed, without being demonetized, without being dispossessed of the hard work in sharing and getting and building a platform that I've been doing for decades. I can do that now. And also I have the second company, again, is developing an app. Thank God for Adventist friends that I've known for over 20 years that were positioned in certain meetings and heard certain things and were privy to certain things. And immediately the Lord put me on their mind, and they connected me to get this ball rolling, so that I can not be based or relying upon Facebook for anything. As a matter of fact, the company that I'm actually going to be working with, and this is a stopgap before really doing something where we completely own the data center and everything ourselves. But this company is not only going to provide a back end and have all our stuff on a server that won't go down, a server that will stream with sub-zero latency. What's sub-zero latency? You click on a live program, you click on a streaming program, that little circle you see, that little lag, that's called latency. That's called latency. When you click on something and it does not even lag at all, in Africa, in Asia, and so on, that's called sub-zero latency. This is one of the top 50 companies for streaming in the world. I mean, the Lord has opened tremendous doors. And building an app to connect with this back end where they host all my media and stream it as needed and maintain it without monitoring and so on is not just the issue. Also, they are going to give and monitor and basically push out a 24-hour live streaming channel for us, which means, rather than trying to go and wonder what you can look at, you can do that. There'll also be a way that you can look at all our sermons and see the categories, but we'll be streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, now until Jesus comes, because of this new digital 2.0 of Gospel of Health. We'll be able to stream 24 hours a day, 7 days a week content. We're actively planning and putting together new content. One of the reasons why, for those that have been watching my streams the last couple of days and so on, you say, man, Copeland's been playing all these sermons from 2 years ago, so on. We enjoy them. They're great. They seem like they preach today, but why? I don't want to put any more content on YouTube. I don't want to give them any more of the intellectual and spiritual blessings that God has given us. I'm saving things for this new platform. By God's grace, the new platform, which is under works, especially the app, will be available by the end of this year. I plan, prayerfully, God helping us, to announce it launching by the first of the year, to be on Google Play and the Apple Store, where you can download a Gospel of Health app in North America, in Europe, in Canada. I'm not sure if I'll do anything farther than that starting out. And prayerfully, the Apple Store will be shortly behind it, because Apple takes a little bit longer to get everything together. But by the first of the year, this will be up and it will be available to everyone. The app will be free. There'll be no cost to download the app. If you choose to subscribe and help us in developing content, developing a media center that can do much more than we've done before, establish a staff to help with this. If you subscribe, a yearly subscription costs maybe about $50. What's that? $3.40, $4 a month, $50 for a year. With that cost, I'm pretty sure on that cost, with that subscription, you're going to have special content where some of our classes, some of our health demonstrations, some of our teaching, natural remedies and so on, those type of teaching, demonstration kind of classes and so on, cooking, those things will be special content that's only for those that subscribe. If you're a supporter, if you financially support Gospel of Health, you are subscribed. But if you aren't, you can easily subscribe and help us. You don't have to be a supporter monthly. One time, 1 year subscription, boom, you're in. You may want to subscribe and be a supporter. However you want to do it, the app is free. The gospel is free. It's going free just as it always has. The special content is just for helping us create something bigger. We're starting with one streaming channel, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and possibly a 24/7 also radio station, because it's just the same thing. However, as it grows, as God helps us, it very well may be 2, 3, 4. The gentleman that had the company wanted me to do 4 or 5 stations, because he said, I have so much content, I could easily do 4 or 5 stations because no one else has the amount of content that we have, because we've been doing this for like 12 years or more. And he is doing platforms for some large remnant ministries. So it's not like, it's something just new to, no, it's not new to us. It's there's people out there that use this company that are much, much larger ministries than us. However, God has opened doors. That being said, keep us in prayer. Again, if you want to download that stuff from YouTube, feel free to do it. But eventually the YouTube stuff will possibly go dark. Facebook stuff will possibly go dark. But we'll be streaming to YouTube and Facebook 24/7, as well as on our website, and also on the app. So these 4 locations: YouTube, Facebook, our website, and the app. We might even do Instagram. We're going to stream out our channel, but it's going to be telling people to get our app and get off of social media. Many people are already leaving social media. Ministers that are watching this, young ministers, old ministers, people that, believe in what I'm doing, people that don't, people that secretly do, but don't, whatever category you fall into, it's time to not be cautious about so many things and not social media. Your site can go down like that. You can be taken down like that. You can be deplatformed for things that you think you're using these cute little sayings. Oh, they'll never know I'm talking about the vaccine. You could be gone like that. Praise God for what he's doing. Think on these things. Keep us in prayer. Look forward to you downloading our app. And again, if you have people that you love and you want to share the message with, here's a great opportunity where not only are we going to have a message that is to go into all the world, theoretically, but by the virtue of having an app on the App Store, anywhere in the world, people can type in Seventh-day Adventist or type in Gospel of Health and have access to this. You can call a friend in Africa and they can get this. A digital new world order to help us before everything closes up. Keep us in prayer. Share this video. Want to reach out to me? Fine. You want to find out exactly what I'm doing? I may not tell you. You know enough. Some people don't need to know exactly what I'm doing because they want to do it too, and they're gonna muddy the water. But in time, everyone will know what I'm doing. Everyone will be able to be benefited by it. But again, as the old people used to say, I can show you better than I can tell you. It's time to demonstrate. Pastor Tim and I have been talking about demonstrating, creating institutions, demonstrating, platforming present truth, demonstrating it. Talking time is over. It's time to demonstrate. God bless you. Keep us in prayer. Maranatha.